One of my favorite things about photography over the last few years is the fact that I've really learned that you get to grow in everything that you're doing from a creative standpoint. You go through these phases with gear, and you go through these phases with just people, the things you like to watch, the things you like to review, the books you like to read. I found myself chasing a lot of gear whenever I was younger. I shot Sony for quite a bit of time because that was the best in autofocus, and I shot Canon because those were the best in colors, and I shot film for a short while because that was what was the cool thing to do. And then once you start breaking out of the mold, you start trying new things. You become less of a hater, you become less cynical, and you become less of a know-it-all because you realize that honestly there's no point to photography other than to create something that you yourself are absolutely going to like. But for the long time, I thought I had to have the absolute best gear possible in order to do the best things whenever it comes to being a creative. I had to have the 6K and the open gate and all these things, but that's faded. I traded in my Leica SL2S, not because I didn't love it, I absolutely love the colors coming from it, but because I didn't feel like I needed it for all that I was doing. I downgraded to a Lumix S5 that has a few things missing on it, but it'll get the job done. And honestly, most of my content is created on an iPhone 15 Pro Max that I got for $250 on auction on eBay for the simple fact that it can't connect to a cellular network, but the cameras work fine and I can still download all the images onto an SD card and record videos like this. If I'm being completely honest, this iPhone 15 Pro Max does the majority of what I need it to. I don't need the images to have, the ability to see in the dark or to make things look high dynamic range. I just need a good image and a good codec that's flexible enough for me to be able to add color and manipulate light where I need to, and it does just this. I'm using the iPhone in a DJI Osmo Pocket or Action, whichever one it is that I'm going to show on the screen, and it's been going great. I'm able to get unique shots thanks to unique mounts. One of these are from Small Rig, the other one from PGYTECH. For stills, I've switched back to film, not because I think film's superior or better or looks great or I just want to have a physical, intimate time with my images, but just because I absolutely hate AI and you can't fake a negative for the most part. I started shooting the Nikon F3 again, and I like their HP viewfinder, and I also have started using their DW3, which is a waist level viewfinder that just kind of makes things fun. Waist level viewfinders are a fantastic way for me to continue to take great images and have fun in the same vein like I felt whenever I was shooting with the rangefinder, whether it's on my Mamiya 645 Pro that I've had to do some doctoring to because, well, those stops break really easily on it for the mirror. I also have a Nikon N80. That's going to be another conversation. That's mostly for slide film and for just portraits, using the 50mm 1.8 and a couple other VR lenses that are budget ones, but they look really good on film. I mentioned a little bit ago about how film photography has once again become my primary way of taking photos. And even though I love the process, that absolutely is because of my position on AI. But I do want you to know that I use digital cameras. I just don't put out my photos or any of my information out like I used to. I save my best for whenever it comes to jobs that I'm being hired for, or specifically any kind of exhibition judging gallery that I am submitting for. The last thing that has changed the more that I've gotten over is I've prioritized comfort over every other thing. I could go for a really cool strap. I could go for a really cool bag that has all the bells and whistles and 100 zippers, but I just don't now. I've recently switched to actually more padded straps, and this one's from PGYTECH. It doesn't necessarily have a super grippy anything on it, but it is super duper soft. It is super duper padded, and honestly, this just feels good on my neck all day. It has a nice little slidey thingy, kind of like Peak Designs. It's quick release, but this just feels good, and honestly, comfort matters a lot more to me. And with that comfort is just me not wanting to carry as much gear, whether I'm going for a job or just for fun. And so I've switched the bags that I use as well. This one right here is from PGYTECH. By the way, I'm not getting paid for saying any of this stuff. I just really like it, but this is like a puffer jacket kind of feeling, and it's a good bag. This right here carries most of everything that I absolutely need, and I'm not really worried about, you know, putting any more, but it comes with this fantastic padding right here on this strap. And again, comfort means a lot. 10 out of 10 recommend this, especially if you're someone who just shoots a couple of small 35mm film cameras, micro four thirds, because the system isn't dead. This bag is a Bellroy camera sling, and this actually is one of my go-tos because of the water resistance that it has. I'm in a place that's really rainy, and it does pretty well. Got a few places to put some stuff in there. You can't hold a lot, but it holds just enough, and it'll hold the tripod on the bottom, especially the little guy. So this one, again, it's got a really thick padding on the strap. Now these next ones, I really need to reiterate that I'm not getting paid for anything that I'm saying. I bought this stuff with my own money. Me and my wife just really like long weekend gear. Whether it's something like this with our Santa Fe bag, and you can put a Kindle in it, you can put film, you can put a small camera in there. It's just good. Honestly, pouches and, you know, pockets, this is what makes a good camera bag, is having pouches and pockets on the exterior. And it's why I love this. And also it's why you can use this for everything. And that's the thing, is I like bags that I can use even when I'm not carrying a camera, and the ones that I've shown, I can absolutely do that. I've had this fanny pack for forever, and this was a 10 out of 10. I in absolutely no way regret this whatsoever. I can have this around my waist. I can have mics and stuff in here. I can have an extra lens. You know, I can put some film and stuff inside there. This is a new pickup, and this is kind of like a shoulder or arm sling or whatever it is. This is great from long weekend, but I use this primarily to hold film and like film photography accessories. So it's just an open pocket. It's got one pouch in the front. And last is my biggest bag, and it is the tote. I forgot what it's called, but long weekend tote. You'll see a pattern here. I really like the cream with blue, and this thing's just good. It's got nice padding on the bottom. I also throw a sweater on the bottom of there. That way it has extra padding. It's got this one pocket up front with little holes and stuff. I can hold my notebook in there from Lockbee with my, you know, field notes in there. And yeah, it just holds a lot of stuff. It's almost it's just got one pouch in here. It's very simple, but it's comfortable. The straps are nice. They extend. It's comfortable. But let me just say one more thing whenever it comes to gear. Liking gear and being a gearhead is not a bad thing. That just means you're an enthusiast on the gear side and the technical side of it as well in photography. And that is a great thing. Be excited about what you're excited about. What sucks is that there are a lot of people that are gearheads who are absolute assholes to any and everybody. And that's a huge problem. But I want to challenge you in all the ways that you grow in being a more empathetic person, a more understanding person, because that will translate through your photography and what you want people to see. When it's all self-centered and you want people to see you and your talent and your mind and the images you capture, you are going to be a very predatorial person taking photos in the street, taking photos in the landscapes, taking photos, you know, in editorial work, whatever. You're really just going to be a shit of a person, and that will translate through your work. I hope you understand this video is coming from. I don't know if you guys have made any changes to the way that you take photos or do things, or if you're even still into taking photos and doing things, but just remember to take it light, but take it and fuck ice.